involve the City of Ridgefield versus Mark Thomas Hensley. And there's actually a total of 6 different charges. We're going to address all of them today.
Excellent.
First thing, Mr. Hensley, I believe this dog over here is your service animal, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. And the puppy you have there, is that a service animal?
Yes, Your Honor. Now, it is a puppy, so you may consider it a service animal in training. However, what it's doing for me right now is offering me comfort when it doesn't snag my sweater with its puppy claws. But it gives me something to do with my hands. Let's say someone put me...
I simply asked you, sir, if this was a service animal, and you're telling me it is.
I was simply trying to explain it so you could understand it better, sir.
Okay, and so the answer is yes?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Now, I want to go through all of your cases with you, and we can get them all on track here and decide how we're going to proceed.
Yes, Your Honor.
These are the charges against you. Case number 107676, that was filed on April 12th, 2015. The charge is obstructing a law enforcement officer. The maximum penalty for that is 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. Case number 107629 was filed several weeks later, May 5th, 2015. The charge is disorderly conduct. The maximum sentence on that is 90 days and a $1,000 fine. Then we go to May 7th. 4 different charges were filed. Case number 5Z0330-216, violation of an anti-harassment order. Maximum sentence, if convicted, 364 days and a $1,000 fine. Resisting arrest, maximum sentence, if convicted, 90 days and a $1,000 fine. And obstructing a law enforcement officer, maximum sentence, 364 days and a $1,000 fine. Also, failure to stop, and that's and provide information. That's failure to stop, I'll call it that, while driving when signaled to do so by a police officer. The maximum in that is 90 days and a $1,000 fine. So as you can see, we have 3 different case numbers.
I can't, but I hear you.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. And actually 4 different case numbers. And so, is it fair to assume that you plead not guilty to all charges?
Yes.
And Mr. Hensley, I previously advised you that you have the right to an attorney and a court-appointed lawyer if you qualify for court-appointed. Are you wishing?
I will be representing myself pro se.
Okay, and so I'm going to go over that with you. The law requires me to explain to you your rights.
Please do, Your Honor.
And to make sure that your waiver is knowing, intelligent, and voluntary.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So first of all, I have to ask some questions. I'm ordered to do this by the Supreme Court.
That's the way, Your Honor.
An accused has a constitutional right to self-representation, but the right must be exercised voluntarily with full knowledge of the risks, and that technical rules exist that bind you, as they do to any person who had a lawyer in the case. So that is why I ask these questions.
Yes, Your Honor.
How far in school did you go?
It depends upon what you consider school. When I was in the United States Army, I was a CT technologist, and I used my training civilian side to register with the ARRT. So if you want a civilian equivalency,
yes,
that would be 14 years.
That's the 12 years high school, then 2 in the Army?
Well, they have a bachelor's program, or not a bachelor's program, they have an associate's program, but they're trying to get rid of that and make it a bachelor's program. So, yes, sir, right now you can count me at 14, but give it a month or 2 and you can say I'm at 16.
And English is your first language that you speak?
Unfortunately, sir, English is the only language I speak.
Have you ever formally studied law in a law school?
No, Your Honor.
Have you ever represented yourself in a criminal case against yourself?
I am currently representing myself in a criminal matter of stalking, and
that's Clark County District Court?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good, thank you. And you understand the charges?
I will when I go back through it, but I did hear them, I did process them. I do agree that I'm not guilty to any of them, and I would like to proceed.
Okay, and you understand I said that the maximum on any of them is 364 days. Some of them it's less than that.
Yeah, it's just we'll call it 5 years and then we're good. I like round numbers.
Well, we don't run them consecutive generally.
Fair enough.
You can be placed on probation for up to 2 years in order to pay restitution and have conditions on you on probation if you're convicted. Do you understand that?
I do, Your Honor.
And if you represent yourself, I cannot, as the judge, tell you how to try your case or help you in trying your case.
I appreciate that, Your Honor.
And what I'm meaning is I can't do that.
I'm well aware.
I'm a lawyer.
I'm well aware.
Have you ever dealt with what are called the rules of evidence?
Sounds like I'm getting ready to.
Well, that's this document here.
Excellent.
Have you ever dealt with that document before, this book?
Not yet, but if you let me touch it, I'll say yes.
Okay, so I'm going to say no, you're not familiar with at this time.
I am not. No, Your Honor.
If we go to trial in these cases, you must comply with those rules, and a copy of the rules of evidence can be made available to you.
Excellent. Do you have it in audio form?
No.
Fair enough. Matthew can help me.
Also, there are rules of criminal procedure which apply in municipal court. We'll make a copy of those available too.
Excellent.
If you, do you understand that an attorney would be more familiar with the rules of evidence and procedure and probably a lot more experience?
Do you understand that an attorney could not adequately represent me in a court of law?
Please answer my question first.
What was your question?
My question to you is, do you understand that an attorney would be more experienced with the rules of evidence and the rules of criminal procedure than you are?
I will concede that point.
Okay. If you represent yourself and you do something that a lawyer would not do, that is, you don't rise to the level of competency of a lawyer, you can't later complain, hey, I was ineffective in representing myself.
I don't complain.
I'm sorry?
I do not complain.
So you do realize then that you can't claim I had an ineffective lawyer if you're your own lawyer, right?
No, I'm going to kick their ass.
I'm required to ask you, sir, why is it that you prefer to proceed without an attorney?
Because I have an IQ of 145.
Some lawyers do also, and they're trained to
And they take money, and I have none of that. So why don't you give me a public defender, and I'll get as much justice as I can pay for.
I'm not sure if I understood what you said. Are you now?
It was quite clear. Did you just not comprehend it? I apologize if you take that wrong.
Are you now requesting a public defender?
Hell no.
Sorry, Ron. Please continue. Gunner, please lay down.
If sure, your dog's very well behaved, and I appreciate it.
Yes, she's my service animal.
Service dog, service animal. If you waive your right to an attorney, which you're doing today, you may still ask for a court-appointed lawyer or hire a lawyer if you desire later. You understand that? You can always change your mind.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And we have available what's known as standby counsel, and that is you could still represent yourself. You can still represent yourself. I don't care if he stands. He's fine. You can represent yourself and have an attorney to give you technical advice, for example, on how to do jury instructions or...
Is that provided by the court system?
Yes.
The reason I ask that is because my voice needs to be my own. My thoughts need to be my own, and I need to represent myself. I sure could use some help, but I am not going to get an unpaid gun in here to inadequately represent me.
So what I'm asking you, sir, is if I allow you to represent yourself, we can also make standby counsel. You'd still be the lawyer in your case, but if you had a question about procedure, you could ask that standby counsel to give you advice.
That is fine. The difficulties that I have been running into thus far It's just, I have a very difficult time reading and writing. I comprehend with audio, and you guys require me to submit written document. If you require written document versus audio form, then I would appreciate it if you could supply me with someone to write it, or I will give you an audio copy, and you can use one of your staff to dictate it into written.
That's not the role of a standby lawyer. The lawyer's to give you legal advice, not to be your secretary or to transcribe things for you. So
I will provide what the legal system will not. I will overcome my disabilities so it doesn't have to.
are you asking for a standby lawyer to act as your legal advisor?
Is that someone that's just gonna tell me, hey, you shouldn't do that, or hey, you can do that?
Probably.
Then hell yes.
All right. I will obtain a standby attorney. Now, I have to ask you a financial question then in that regard. Are you employed, sir?
I work for Legacy Medical System at Salmon Creek Hospital. I am out on family medical leave due to the inability to control my neurological condition currently.
Are you still receiving income?
As of now, I have no income. I have no money. I have no power at my farm. I have no water at my farm. My car is up for repossession. My homes, I believe, are being modified due to someone in the HUD agency. But if you're asking me, Your Honor, if I have any money, the answer is not no, but hell no.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then I will find you to be indigent. Have any threats or promises been made to force you to act as your own attorney?
Yes.
In that case, then, would you prefer not to act as your own attorney?
No.
What threat has been made to you to waive your right to an attorney?
That is what these court proceedings are about.
Well, so what you're telling me, and I'm not arguing with you, don't
Yes.
get me wrong here.
I will not.
I need to find out if this decision to represent yourself is a voluntary decision on your part, or if somebody's forcing you to do that against your will.
I would have been preferred to have been left alone. It was, pardon me for saying this, because not everybody deserves it. It was you guys that drug raided me. It was you guys that beat me on my front porch. It was you guys that took my children from me. So, yeah, I need to defend myself. And that was a threat!
And you have, sir, the right to an attorney.
Yes, me!
And a court-appointed lawyer if you request.
I would like a recess, please, of 5 minutes.
I'm almost done, sir. I'll be done in 30 seconds.
Yes.
I am not yelling at you, Your Honor.
All right, I'm not hearing any threats that were forcing you to give up your right to an attorney, but you do feel you were threatened by having to answer the charges. Am I correct?
No.
I'm not correct.
What I said was the threat from the corruption in Clark County and the city of Ridgefield is forcing me to defend myself. I am the only one that I believe can adequately defend myself against such corruption. I will not get outside counsel.
Is it your desire to represent yourself?
Hell yes!
And is that a voluntary decision on your part?
Yes.
I'm going to allow you to represent yourself, and I'll have you sign this form, which relates to the questions and answers I just took from you. Now, the next thing I want to do is schedule a trial in the case. We have 3 different files, so we'll be 3 different court dates.
Yes, Your Honor.
And have we selected court dates yet?
Your Honor, the 3 dates that we have available for consecutive trials on Tuesdays are June 9th, excuse me, I just realized that's not correct, are July 7th, July 14th, and July 21st, 2015.
So those are Tuesdays, Mr. Hensley. That's when we have jury trials out here in Bell
You
Ground.
know, honestly, I think it'll probably be the most important thing of the day, so Matthew will remember it for me.
And we'll put it in writing, of course.
Excellent.
So you can take a break while I fill out the forms.
I do appreciate that, thank you. I'm gonna go down to the car and check on that other service animal. But my phone is in the car, so call me when they want me to come back.
Not a problem.
Got it with me.